Hello! Genshin Impact version 2.5. Or is it? Maybe it's 2.6 now. Although I just did pre-installation, I don't think that's an actual update. So this might actually be an Audible again, which I'm fine with. Adventure takes courage. Also, it's time for the old weekly. Spin that resin right quick. I suppose. Or should I go Bennett? I think Bennett would be better.
この美しい風景をそばに誰もいない以上私の普遍を引き立たせるだけ
Okay, I'll go Shinha. For the extra buff. Time to eat.
逃げ道はありません。稲光、念後悔するぞ。この目で属性を見届けます。裁きの雷。そうはさせない。無力ここより弱滅の時。宣言せよ。来光に永遠の土を照らす。魂よ、競争よ、決心となれ。
Look at that devilish. Look at that devilish.
そうはさせない。具現せよ。入れよ。全身直送。うどんです。魂よ。桜吹雪。英語につせ。具現せよ。断絶。競争よ、決心となれ。浄土、幻滅。
Very good. Hey, got a hand. We got a thingamading. Nice. Easy for the cryos to destroy electros. Now it's time to do... What's her face? Wonder if they'll do it. Chain? Chain it? Chain it? Oh, didn't realize it was go down here. Yeah, it's just simply not enough time to explore everywhere to its fullest extent. Unless you started playing this in the very beginning.
ヒルチャールのお兄さんが病気になった。
これが旅人さんの普段の暮らしですか。
看病して。
またあなたに少し近づけた気がします。
Bennett. Hmm.
震えてるじゃない。極寒のせい？それとも恐怖？踊りなさい。みんなは俺が守る。雪を舞う。
Over there, grab it. Yes. Gotta really read up on what loot actually does. I think after every 4 attacks, then there's a strengthened attack. It's like that, and then if I hit it one more time, then it should do a lot of damage. Something like that. Well, that felt like a waste. Oh, well, whatever.
踊りなさい。全力攻撃だ。くらいなさい。くらい。
下前。よっこいてもうすぐ。失礼。くらい。
みんながそばにいてくれるわ。燃えろ。
Wait, what? Oh, one more hit. Nice rivers. I think it's before she actually even got to spin. Very nice. I got 2 of these. Oh, I already have 16. Okay. No, I've been spending something of Signora, but I don't remember what. Alright, it's your choice. I'm more favorable to Ashtaha. Where you going? Where'd you go? I don't know where you went. Did you go somewhere? Ashtaha? Ah! Indeed! Where's Ashtaha? Ashtaha. Roar!
やっ
Timer. Very good. Hey, it's the prong. It's a fishing spear. I think it has energy recharge on it, that's why. And her thing is based on energy recharge. I believe. Okay, we got that. Yes, it's a bit more damage focused. Gone you. Oh. Alright, time to eat. Just getting some energy.
よし
凡人身の程をわきまえよ
全力攻撃戻りなさい燃えろ
律令に従う
晴らす
Run!
そうはさせない。
今こそ全ての怨嗟を払う時なり
冒険みんながそばにいてくれるわ傷なんて痛まない
入れよ雪よ前
燃えろ
天神直送
静まらぬ
魂よ
Survive! Survive!
もう少し
Survive!
頑張らないとまだやり残したことが
Oh, are you serious? The damage dealers are dead? Are we fucked or what?
しかとその身に受けるがよい
全力攻撃だくらえ冒険だ冒険くらえよし出発だ
虎になるがよい
全力攻撃だ
決心となれ
いや
Oh shit.
後悔するぞ
Oh shit.
くらえ
魂よ
燃えろみんながそばにいてくれるわ傷なんて痛まないくらえ燃えろ燃えろ燃えろせ
命ずる
静まらぬ
またかわせなく
Oh shit. I'm dead.
強殺の災い
勇者は山岳を知らず
I probably should have stayed there so I can get healing from Bennett.
砕けよ
But he'll win. He'll win. It's just be a bit slower, I guess.
土に帰れ
Should have put some more skill, talents into his normal attacks. This wasn't good that Ganyu and the damage dealers just straight up died. Oh. Nice. And nice. Not so nice. Okay, very good. And there is one more child. Was a doodle. No. They two went somewhere else. Wait, no, they're still there. They two and player one over there. Child? Yeah, child. What's child? Child. Oh, here it is. Is there Boreas? Andreas Boreas? No. How many do I have? 71? Enough? I have enough. Let's get in there. Alright. Let's get Chi-Chi on.
刀は技を支え、
行動するのだ。
匠は宝
こ
を。
こにとどまって。
せっかくのチャンスだ。本気を出して俺を楽しませてくれ。投稿も一つの選択だよ。俺は敗者に優しいからね。
踏み切りました。稲光、すなわち永遠なり。
少しは成長したようだ。褒めてあげよう。気を抜いたか。
炭になるがいい。ここより弱滅の時。
I can't even see him. Charge!
我が名はドアキの怒りなり。戻れ。神悟り。
稲光、すなわち永遠なり。よく見ておけ。
せっかく手に入れたのに。
Oh, there we go. Very nice. Got one of each. 17, 13. Just need more shards of Foul Galaxy is all. But it is Destiny. Ugh. Ugh. Yuck. Alright. The last one would be the wolf, right? I can't believe we're actually gonna fucking do this.
雨が降ろうと私の行く手を遮ることはできぬ。
We're doing it all, guys. We're doing it all. Climbing up there is a piece of shit. Go where it's not. That's why. Oh, right here. Okay, can't use cryo, I have to use someone else. Let's see. Albedo. Guess I can use Hutao. Oh, rain's over? Shit. If we could do Storm Terror as well, we'd do Storm Terror.
燃えろ。
ここよ無我の灼熱の時。
Still got hit by that.
見切りました。
俺が守れ。
稲光、砂漠の中に永遠な無我の火。
Well, anyway, time to eat. Actually gone. Replenish. This one, I guess. Yes. I got something. With no aim whatsoever. I'm not sure if there's anything else. Where is it? Too easy. Okay. We're done. Right. Bam. Well, that's the entire week done. Well, except for Storm Terror. Can't do it in multiplayer. Shame. Oh, we're back here. Alright, let's do the commissions. Ooh, oh, just right next to each other. Very nice. Very nice. Let me see. In this party, it should just be Shinchu and Albedo. Okay. Where's Paladin? Paladin Dilemma.
次の目的地へ。
Alright, let's go help him. No. It just exploded again. Nice. Hey, traveler. Yep. Where were you, Harry? You could have helped them. So they've got something out of it, you know. Pilot always needs help. So can't be bothered.
Yeah.
Oh my god, why are you climbing? So it did kind of work out. I chucked it at him. It just burnt away his shield. That was perfect. Damn it! Climbing everything. It's good when you want that thing to work. Terrible when you don't, which is pretty much all the time. Wait a minute. Wasn't there one here? Probably it was measuring things. Well, let's teleport over here, just in case. No. Apparently I took it off the thing. Didn't know you can even do that. What do you need help with, Patchy? Oh, kill that guy? Yes, perfect plan, yes, yes. Oh, monster comp. Get over here! Damn it. Back to Patchy. Back to the Patchy. Back to the chopper. Get to the chopper. Yes, they're all gone. Yeah. Alright, what's this? Crisis of Shields. I have no idea what the hell that is. Probably just blow up some shields, I guess. Take one of these.
形は精神と共にあれ。いざ勝負。いざ勝負。
創世の術。
この剣はわかるかい？
Xingqiu's always been strong. Although I can make him stronger. I wonder if I should. What? Get over here.
疑似妖怪
What's this? Sticky situation. Pudgy pyrotechnics. There we go. Pyrotechnicians. Oh, fancy. Oh no, watch out.
先
雨描きがたしいざ勝負いざ勝負
創生の術
Close. And burn! Oh,
勝負
guess he has to be carrying it. Oh, it's on fire, good.
Sake.
No, simple enough. Let's head back. Okay, this is not actually version 2.6 yet. I think next one it will be 2.6. It's real soon. Let's see. How much have I saved up? Probably not enough. It's a shame that I couldn't wish on A. Here's A that you get, yeah? Not Raiden Shogun. Yeah, the puppet. How many days? 3 days. Oh, very close. Yeah, let's get these. Purchase all. 28. I wonder if there's ever going to be like a sale on these. So instead of 160 per, it'll be like 140 per, and people will go like, "Oh shit!" Like, cool. Should have saved up those primo gems instead of spending them. Then you'll kick yourself in the foot.
無事今日の
I mean, seeing as it is a currency,
星と新
there is it's most likely that you can. But I don't think it'll be anytime soon. I think it might be like that after like version 3, maybe version 4. Approaching version 4, then you might get like a discount on the intertwined fates. But as you can see, I have 57, and that ain't half as much. Actually, it is half as much, but I want more. I want more! More, it tells you. More. No, this is version 2.6 update. Yes. Event. I might get Ayato because no. Oh. You know, wish for Venti again. Windborn Bard. Venti Animal. Weapons, I don't care. Oh, the new battle pass, I guess. Booster bundles. Well, what booster bundles? Ah, Genesis. Don't have no Genesis shit. Mail. Lab check-in, of course.
行動するのだ。ここ。
Let's heal. And we'll do some story time. Sure you guys will love that. It'll probably last story time for a while. Because, you know, 2.6 is going to take up so much time. Alright. To the pot. Create furnishing. I know I need those stools, but I don't know for what. At the current juncture. Realm Depot, I'm pretty sure you have new transient resonating. I might... it's probably better to spend these. Yeah, I experience is necessary, but what I really want is these. Because I don't always do artifact. I usually do talents and bosses. So I get very little artifacts, so yeah. Hero's Wit as well. Sanctifying Unction is very good. Sanctifying Essence will cost you less. Oh, I spent like 6k. I need to make sure, I need to buff up my my establishment. I don't know what else to call it, so I'm just calling it establishment. My house, maybe? Anyway, this one is ready. Let's see. I have an empty room called Corridor. That doesn't seem right. There's this room, which I'm not entirely sure. Main hall. If I can get rid of these, find somewhere else to put them. Okay, what is this? Of maple and tea, scents entwined. Okay. I don't have any of those, people. But I'm kind of inclined to build it because this is the alternative, and I don't think it fits here. Like right in the middle of the hallway, so maybe a bar? We'll see how it looks. I mean, it kind of works. Kind of like that. I'm not sure what the tables are. On the bench, you know. Zooming character. Hi. Camera. I'm not sure why it's like that, zigzagged. But, whatever. I mean, like, that is alright-ish. I can place it, but then I move the individual pieces. Wonder if it'll be better. So I have to stay within the zone. To count as a set, right? Okay. Grab the table and move it over here. Now a chair over here and over here. Then the table we can keep it here, sure. That's pretty good. You walk in, you see this, but doesn't make sense for this one. Though you might find that in the corner of a room. Well, you need to put really small stuff here. That's the thing. Speaking of small stuff, that's where my companions can go and animals. You can be right there and be the guard dog. Right. Don't ask me why you're not at the bottom, but yeah. Your buddies right next to him. The cat can be mine. It's the true boss. Alright, let's see. Who did I get rid of? Shinyan? Sure. Maybe I'll put her in one of the rooms. Let's see. This one is more of a library. This one is a thingamading. This one's bedroom, corridor. This one's a library. This one's thingy thing. Alright, let's just put Shinyan in here, why not? And then... It's this one. Yanfei Chongyun. I guess I could put Yanfei here, but oh no, it doesn't seem right. I guess I could manipulate it, make it a bit better. Not within the given sets. That's as far away as I can do it, I think. No, don't lock. I'll have to do. Everything else is fine. Maybe this one can go a bit closer here. That's a bit too close. There we go. Looks much better, I guess. Maybe I can actually fit more stuff in these rooms. Let's see. So here's the monster room. I can put a companion in here. Alloy, I guess. Put you in the bed, in the chair. And then the last one would be Rosaria. We'll change the set as well, just to make it look nicer. Nothing looks central. And this one. There, a bit nicer, a bit better. Make this much more centralized. There. Now the whole room's occupied. Looks much more homely. Right, gotta do this one too. Come out here. So. Like that's fine. I can find something else to put in the other spaces. Alright. Current room. How about library? Unfortunate part is that I can't get it further. Maybe because the center I'll put somewhere else. Let's put it right here. Then I can actually move these right to the edge. then there's this. Make it centralized. Okay. This one will gonna be all wacky and turn it all angled like. Oh yeah, you never seen this before. Something like that. Move this over to the corner-ish. Just get over there. Something like this. If I walk in, I don't want to see the back of it. But if I'm here, I don't really want to see the back of it either. Whatever. The load is very light, so I'm not sure we can put another one in. This is in a zoomer, so let's put in. She likes to sleep, so let's have her sleep here. There you go, Sayu. Okay. I'll go back to the main hall. I want to take this entire set, and I want to move it over here. No, like that's good. Have this become centralized. Okay, and then we'll also affect this one. Yeah, one drinks tea and one reads a book. Very nice. Now I have Paimon here. Paimon! And you can stay here and read the book with me. Or you can drink tea. How big is this thing? Oh, it's pretty big. I might be able to fit in here too, since the load is not that high. Didn't want to put it in here, as I mentioned before, but I don't think I have much of a choice. then I can move these to the edges. This one I'll actually move over here. I don't know which way it's facing. Pretty sure this is the right way. Oh. Like so. That's good. Grab this. Pop it up there just to make it easier. Okay, there'll be a chair here. There'll be a chair. No, there'll be a chair over here. Not sure why, but whatever. Chair here, and cooking will be right here. I can put another one in? Are you serious? How many am gonna have in here? V details. I already have that. Ah, yes, this will be a very good reception. Need more of those mats, cushions. I already have the bar. Okay, let's build this. 2 cushions, 3 of these hidden heart of gold, and 1 of these 4 core principles. Just increased about 2k. Nice. Alright, let's go build the necessary components. Oh, just launched fireworks. Oh well, great finishing. Need 2 cushions. 1 of the 4 sword thingamajiggies. And then 3 of the screens. So what I can do is just build 2 cushions and 3 screens. I can build them all. Okay, now the cushions. Here it is. That'll do. Or maybe it always did the little fireworks. You just never really notice. Maybe they added the sound in as well. That is pretty nice. Let's check which characters need friendship. Shinchu. Oh, maybe we can just put Shinchu in here. Let's see. Shinchu. Shinchu. You are. Yes. Oh. Oh. Gonna have to wait. Hey, Shinchu can be over here, just reading some books. No. You see here? There's supposed to be another seat on the other side. Yeah, they serve the tea and this one drinks the tea. Very nice. Also, people serve the tea here as well. Very good. Alright, let's get to reading. You climb on. Sit. She's so angry with me. Angry with the Guha geek. But it does look a lot nicer now, doesn't it? Alright, let's look in the archive. I still have yet to get books. The necessary books to complete the series. I'll get to that later. No one. Volume 1. When a small town boy looking to leave his sleepy hometown behind gets lost in a bamboo forest at sundown, what long-forgotten dreams will he encounter? Moonlit Bamboo Forest, Volume 1. Between the rustling emerald curtains of foliage, in a spot where the croaks of frogs and shrills of cicadas meet, lies a corner of the forest that is withered and dry, just near the wetlands beneath the mountain crags. The bamboo forest of Mount Chingsa is the verdant home to many fables. After a spell of rain, a cadence of drips and drops could be heard bouncing from the bamboo leaves and hollow bamboo stalks. Along a winding path between the bamboo spires came a young boy. He swiftly made his way along the trail, climbing up damp crags and running down its paved, mossy course. The leaves of tangled foliage and vines strewn across his path brushed against his skin. The boy finally decided to stop for a rest at a dried and withering spot among the creaking bamboo of Mount Chingsa, tucked away below the mountain rock. Goddamn dogs. The boy clearly remembered the village elder once saying that the rainy season was the proper time for the fox to take its wife. Only the eyes of a child could ever see the fox bride's crimson sedan chair and its procession dancing through the forest, accompanied by strains of music and thumping drums. The village elder also warned that kids mustn't approach any such procession. If you wander too close, the fox will snatch your soul away. That's what the village elder always said. What happens if your soul gets snatched? Asked one of the kids. Once the fox has your soul, your fate will be forever sealed. Perhaps they will use you for music in their processions, smashing you like a cymbal and beating you like a drum, horns blaring all around. There will be no rest for your soul. The elder would never forget to pose as if she were beating a drum like she spoke, scaring the little ones all the more. As the boy grew older, he stopped believing the elder's silly fables. Following the Sealy's wispy trails, he passed through the green labyrinth, accompanied by the faint calls of foxes coming from the thickets along the way. Those crafty creatures hiding deep in the forest will seldom reveal themselves or their boisterous bridal processions to careless treading travelers. The boy was in rather low spirits, kicking pebbles off the road and stumping up the naturally occurring stone steps along the way, wandering further into the heart of the bamboo forest. The village elder once said that this very forest was once an ancient kingdom conquered by the Geo-Archon. But what did the Geo-Archon look like? Did it have arms and legs, or eyes like us? Or was he more like the stone beasts found along the water banks? The herb gatherers that periodically set up shop in the city to sell their herbal ingredients would always bring tales of that year's rite of descension. Listening to their stories, one could only imagine the amazing scene of the Geo-Archon descending to the world. But of course, the curious kids could only hope to someday see the great Archon that had been revered for generations with their very own eyes. Was the immovable Mount Chingsa a gift from the benevolent Geo-Archon? And were the decades of peace and the long lives that had been enjoyed by generations of people here preordained by the Archon? The answers to these questions lay outside the village, within the aging forest on the mountain. Bubbling with questions and expectations, the determined boy made his way forward beneath the scattered shadows of bamboo leaves. Need a drink. Volume 2. As the moon slowly rises in the night sky, a small town boy meets bamboo forest girl. But is he voyaging into the realm of the Adepti, or setting foot in some monstrous trap? Lost among the green bamboo canopy, the young lad soon met an unexpected companion. "What's the matter? Are you lost?" The lad heard a gentle voice among the rustling bamboo stalks, speaking with a hint of sarcastic playfulness. The lad turned to see a slender woman garbed in white. She stood beside a clear, bubbling brook, with beads of water glistening on her woven rush raincoat, her golden eyes melding with the rays cast through the forest by the setting sun. The village elder had said that there were once white horses that would leap from clear springs to become adepti to assist the campaigns of the Lord of Geo, but no one had ever specified which spring, or the honorable name of the illuminated beast that sprang from it. Besides, the woman that stood before him now didn't appear to be an adeptus, apart from the piercing gaze of her golden eyes. Furthermore, he had never heard of any adepta that needed to wear raincoats. "Well, if it isn't another fool." The lady garbed in white began to chuckle, squinting her eyes with a smile. "Who are you calling a fool?" replied the young lad in a fluster. This was certainly no adeptus. Who had ever heard of an adeptus that would speak in such a deplorable manner? "I wish to embark on an adventure. I want to sail across the seas and witness the stone spears of the Lord of Geo for myself." "You've only just embarked on your journey, and yet you've already fallen astray among the bamboo forest." The woman's reply was calm and even, a subtle smirk playing over her eyes. Already the lad found her particularly annoying. "I don't need your... There's no shame in being lost. Come, follow me. I will lead you out of here." The woman snickered and extended her slender hand towards the boy. Her white skin glimmered under the rays of the sunset that shone between the bamboo leaves. Thank you." The young lad took her outstretched hand. Her skin was cold and damp to the touch, much like fresh rain upon a mountain or dewdrops upon a bamboo shoot. The setting sun gradually disappeared behind the mountain ridge, and the afterglow of the clear sky above gradually grew dim. The village elder always used to say that once the warm glow of the setting sun fades, the cold and murky atmosphere of the mountain woods becomes a perfect breeding ground for monsters. These monsters are born from a past that has long gone, their spirits forming from the resentment and unwillingness of the dead. Any bamboo they ensnare will dry up and die, and any person they ensnare will similarly grow weary and fade from existence. Sometimes they will even call upon passers-by to assist them with matters they could not accomplish on their own, before leading them to a trap from which they would never return. Other times they would act as a guide for innocent travelers, leading them to a den of demons. So you see, little ones, you must stay vigilant and never let your guard down when a journey far from familiar soil. Thus would say the village elder, patting the kids on their heads as she finished the story. Come to think of it, could this woman in white be a monster of the mountain woods? The lad grew nervous in his heart, and couldn't help but slow his pace. What's the matter? The woman turned around, her golden eyes shining through the moonlight draping over her silhouette. Ka-ding! Deep in the bamboo forest, reality has coincided with a story from the distant past, but the crossover ends as the bright moon reaches its peak in the night sky and small town boy disappears into an indescribable dream. Wish he had a name. Nightfall seemed to always hasten its approach over the bamboo forest of Mount Qingzi. Gazing upward, the silvery moonlight was scattered amidst the shadows of the bamboo forest leaves. In a spot illuminated under the moonlight, far from the croaking frogs and chirping cicadas, new bamboo culms had just sprouted from the ground. The bamboo forest of Mount Qingce is the verdant home to many fables. As night fell, the woman garbed in white began to recount many stories to the young lad, ancient tales that the lad had never heard before. Long ago, 3 bright moons once hung high in the night sky. These 3 moons were sisters, their years numbering more than those of the Geo Archon and their year of birth predating the very bedrock upon which Lear Harbor now rests. The moons were daughters of prose and song, sovereign over the night sky. They navigated the heavens above in their silver carriage, alternating with one another thrice a month. If the rain was not promptly passed from one sister to the next, a terrible disaster would occur that very day. These 3 luminous moons shared but one love, the stars of daybreak. Only at the fleeting moments when day and night converge could one of the 3 sisters pass the fading stars and gaze upon the chambers of the morning stars. Moments later, as the new dawn would break over the horizon, the carriage would quickly ferry the night sister away. The 3 sisters for one another. The 3 sisters shared an equal affection for their one and only love, much like the affection they shared for one another. But this was all before the world was smashed against the tides of great calamity. With time, disasters overturned the sovereign carriage and laid ruin to the halls of the stars. The 3 sisters of the night turned against one another, leading to their eternal parting by death. Only one of their pale corpses now remains, ever shedding its cold light. The woman raised her head and gazed at the moon through the sea of bamboo. Her long, slender neck was covered in the silver light, and her eyes shone gold. The wolf packs are children of the moons. They remember the calamities and the tragedies that ensued. Hence they lament the fate of their mother with each new moon. It is also why those who live among the wolves call the morning stars the surviving love of the moon, the grievous stars. I see. The young lad remained silent for some time. This was a story that the village elders had never told before. Perhaps it was a legend that even the eldest of elders had never heard before. It was a grander tale than those about foxes taking brides and monsters ensnaring people, but a less riveting one than those about the Lord of Geo driving away evil spirits. The woman's tales were almost like a dream of the imagination. These are stories that have never been told, legends that have already been long forgotten by people. The garbed woman in white gently stroked the lad's hair and lowered her eyelids. The golden color of her eyes grew a little darker. Before the ancient immortals established the universe, there were gods that wandered across the lands. It was at this time that many of the adepti came into being. But what about before then? Only broken memories and fragments of the past were turned into stories, and stories turned into legends passed down among the people. Even deities and adepti would feel sentimental upon hearing such ancient memories that surpassed the mortal world. The woman let out a long sigh and turned to find the young lad fast asleep. Just unbelievable. With a weary smile, she took off her raincoat and placed it over the young lad. That night, the lad dreamt of 3 moons in the sky, and a silver carriage stopped before the gates of the stars. As dawn gently approaches, the fate of the 2 youngsters diverges. They go their separate ways, but the echoes of that ancient story still resound within the forest, waiting for the day that they may welcome small town boy back into their midst once more. As day slowly dawned, the young boy was gently awakened. Daybreak's light silhouetted the white mist that shrouded the bamboo forest of which tales of ghostly foxes were told. The vapor seemed like a horsetail, as it billowed this way and that. The woman held his hand, and together they walked toward the place where the sun pierced through the woods. They turned left, then right, passing through undergrowth teeming with insects, clambering over slippery moss-covered stones, scaling down a gorge hidden by the shadows of the bamboo trees. All the way she led him, till they arrived at the exit of the bamboo forest. "I still don't know who you are, or where you're from," said the boy, for the previous night's story had yet to leave his mind. The woman turned, and with her back to the morning light, her eyes shone gold. But she merely smiled and said nothing. Many years later, the boy who was a boy no longer would remember that moment, and he would understand. The gap between them was as a yawning chasm. His fate was to leave his home and go to Leo Harbor to seek the riches the Geo Archon had bestowed upon him. Hers, then, was to hide herself away from the majestic kindly gaze of that great Lord of Geo, and protect those ancient tales that even she was beginning to forget. So the boy and the white-clad, golden-eyed woman were parted. He would pack his things and head for that thriving port city, while she stood silently at the boundaries of the bamboo forest, for in her bewitching eyes she seemed to have already foreseen the young man's fate, that some day when he was old, tired of the sea and the waves of life, he would slowly return to this mountain village, and there he would live out the rest of his days. In the dawn's glow, the boy heard a whinnying cry, that then grew distant. He turned and looked, and there was nothing left behind him but a single strand of hair that had come to rest on his shoulder. Holy shit! Was she talking about before the Lord, the gods, the seven? Before the time before the seven? How could that be if she is an Adepti? Unless she's not an Adepti. She said it was a silvery carriage that ferried the sisters around. But that carriage needed a horse. Is she that horse? Oh my god. You never know. These might have some truth in them. Because it's T-Bat after all. Drunkard's Tale. Alright, let's do this. Volume 1. One of many popular tales told of Mondstadt's drinkers. This one is the story of a drunkard who stumbled into Wolven territory and the lone starving wolf he encountered there. Is it Razor? In the land where the dandelion wine flows like a river, tall tales have a way of spreading far and wide, following closely in the wake of the whiff of wine. Far-fetched fables are always sure to spread when boasted between burps by inebriated bar patrons. For these stories share something in common with the slurred speech and seasickness-inducing swaying that so often accompanies them, which is that despite being clumsy and awkward, they are also highly entertaining. Legend has it that there was once a famous drunkard in Mondstadt. It was said that he could hold his alcohol as well as any hunter from Springvale in the off-season. And yet, still he would drink till he was drunk. Every time that he drank, it would not budge so much as an inch back from the bar at the tavern until not a single moral was left in his coin pouch. Not a single drop of wine remained in his glass. One night, this drunkard was doing his best to stumble home after a particularly satisfying session of especially heavy drinking. A combination of his spinning head, blurred vision, and zigzagging strides served to navigate him towards a forest populated by wolves. Today, of course, wolvendom is presided over by the great Wolf King of the North, and the ominous atmosphere that emanates from inside the forest is sufficient to deter most sober-headed visitors from approaching the area. According to the elderly hunters, the Wolf King gathered the spirits of the wolves there to prevent outsiders from trespassing into the territory where they are not welcome. But this was an age long before the Wolf King and the North Wind had descended upon that forest, bringing order and peace to the wolven race. At that time, the forest was a perilous place where wild wolves fought for survival. A fierce blood feud between wolves played out deep inside the dense foliage, concealed from view and unbeknownst to any human. Least of all to the drunkard, who had by this point managed to transport his drunken self quite some distance inside the forest. He stumbled forward in the darkness with that dogged determination that only drunkards possess, deterred neither by the tree roots that would trip him up every few steps, nor by the stray branches that would slightly slap him in the face from time to time. Before long, a pair of golden eyes began darting through the forest, their gaze fixed on him, tracking his every move. Those eyes belonged to a lone wolf, who silently pursued the drunkard from behind, all the while musing to itself, "This is the most peculiar sight I have ever seen in my life." No one had dared set foot into the wolves' forest in hundreds of years, be they a knight clad top to toe in shining steel armor, or a desperate fugitive dressed in rags. Even the callous nobles refused to exile their slaves there, for fear of inciting the wrath of the wild wolves and bringing unwanted trouble to their own territory. And yet, this odd fellow dares to stroll in here all by himself? How very strange indeed. The lone wolf pondered this strange phenomenon as it followed the drunken intruder through the forest, doing its best to ignore the stench of alcohol that was wafting its way. Volume 2. One of the many monster tales that turn popular drinkers. This story is the one of the time a lone starving wolf met a drunken monster man. Okay. It is a well-known fact that wolves have a far keener sense of smell than humans. Another way of putting this is that their noses are much more sensitive. Little wonder then that the stench of the alcohol emanating from the wolf's now historically intoxicated prey was quite stifling, and caused tears to well up in its eyes. "Ah, woo!" the wolf thought to itself. Having been born in the wilderness and grown up in the forest, the wolf had never had any contact with human civilization before this night, and though it had once caught the faint scent of wine wafting across Cider Lake, it did not know the scent's origin, less still understand the significance of that substance to humankind. Perhaps this peculiar fellow is a relative of the skunk, for it seems that he discovered my presence quite some time ago and now means to poison me in an effort to secure his escape. The wolf pondered this possibility as it braced itself against the onslaught of alcoholic fumes, picked up its pace and discreetly maneuvered its way into the drunkard's shadow, the perfect vantage point from which to inspect its prey. The wolf is a creature of caution and calculation. The drunkard, meanwhile, is a different sort of creature entirely, and yet, though wine tends to dizzy the mind and dull the senses, it sometimes affords its consumers the curious capacity to detect the subtlest of changes in the direction of the wind. Perhaps this could explain how a bumbling drunkard fumbling through the forest was suddenly able to discover the presence of a wolf that had been stealthily following him the entire time. Or perhaps the alcoholic fumes given off by the drunkard was sufficiently potent to diminish the wolf's mental acuity, to the point that the wolf became less mindful of the terrain beneath its paws, the resulting sound of snapping twigs thus alerting the prey to the predator's presence. "Who's that? Don't suppose you know which way the toilet is by any chance?" The bumbling drunkard rubbed his bleary eyes. "Fair-smelling human," snarled the wolf. "Who are you and whence proceeds your statements?" The wolf flared its nostrils, bore its fangs, and growled. Not only was the drunkard unafraid when he heard the wolf's gruffly voiced threat, but he even became quite animated. "My friend," the drunkard replied, "clearly I've offended you somehow. Sorry about that, but anyway, Mondstadt tradition says you're not allowed to be drunk and bored at the same time. So, here we are, in the woods on this glorious moonlit night. I'm about to tell you a story." His proposal was promptly punctuated by an almighty belch. Before this point, the wolf had no intention of listening to the belching buffoon's drunken ramblings. In fact, it was poised to deliver a fatal blow to its prey by lunging for the neck, sinking its fangs in and tearing his throat clean out. But the drunkard's belch blasted a further bout of fumes in the wolf's direction, assailing its nostrils with such force that it ruined the wolf's appetite entirely. Grudgingly, the wolf agreed. Perhaps I'm not so hungry after all. Let's see what nonsense tale you have to tell." A drunkard stretched out his arms and let out a loud yawn, disturbing a few dandelions in the process. And with that, the drunkard began to tell his tale. The wolf got drunk too. One of the popular many tales told by the drinkers of Mondstadt, this drunkard is the one who told the lone wolf an ancient story. Legend tells of a lone wolf that roamed a barren wasteland far, far away. Once he had been king of his pack, leading them in the hunt, in battle, and in the search for home. Now, the sole remaining legacy of those days were the scars that covered his body. He had led the way as they ran across open plains, navigated through abandoned ruins, and passed through the domains of monsters and the Seelie. The wasteland was a cruel place. The Wolf King grew older with each passing day, and the other wolves gradually dispersed. As time went by, the wolf pack's history faded into distant memory, until finally only the aged Wolf King remained, the sole survivor of his pack. This wasteland is said to be a land beyond the dominion of deities. Oh, inhabited only by the grotesque, ghostly remains of fallen gods. Oh, where the former palaces of the Seelie now stand empty. Oh! There's some story there. So when the solitary old wolf passed by a great palace and heard the sound of music coming from within, it caught its attention. "Never before have I heard a sound so pleasing to the ears, whether it be a song of bird or insect, that it stays the pangs of hunger in my starved stomach as this tune does." Intrigued, the wolf stepped inside the grey hall, trod across the overgrown weeds, and passed by a broken sarcophagus. Sarcophagus? Is this Sumeru? On which a portrait of the deceased ruler was still clearly visible. Finally, he came to an inner room, where he saw a fair maiden strumming at her instrument. Her skin was ashen white, and her head was bowed down, her slender fingers gently stroking the fragile strings of the lute as she played a long-forgotten and mournful melody. The wolf sat down in front of the pale young maiden and forgot all about the pain of hunger, thirst, and loneliness for a short while, as it listened in silence to her song. The chirping of insects on a long-gone autumn night is the chorus of exiles singing mankind's most ancient song as they live out their plight. Stripped of all that the body once held close and the soul once held dear, songs and memories are all that now remain of yesteryear. The last singers, the first Seelie, they played their final tune in the Hall of Angels. The tiny Seelie playing in the forest were also drawn to the young maiden's tune, and flocked to her to pay their respects. "What is this song that you play?" the wolf asked, puzzled, for it understood every line, every word, every syllable she spoke, and yet hers was a language that he had never heard before, quite unlike that of any other living being. "A song of the Seelie," replied the pale young maiden in a soft voice. "Long, long ago we wrote this song for the human savages, yet now we sing it to mourn our own fate." The wolf began to sing along, albeit clumsily, to the maiden's tune. The wolf's voice was husky and broken, filled with a lifetime of sorrow. "What are you singing?" "What are you singing?" the maiden asked the wolf. "This is our song," responded the wolf. "It sounds ghastly." The maiden made no attempt to soften her criticism, as she continued to caress the lute strings. "But you are welcome to sing along with me all the same." And so a shared chorus sung by a fair young maiden and a weary old wolf filled the chambers of the long-abandoned palace. It is said that to this day adventurers who pass by this place still hear a strange yet harmonious melody sounding from within. "And then the story ends here?" The wolf licked its lips somewhat ruefully and then said, "I suppose I shall tell you a story now." And with that the wolf cleared its throat and began to tell its tale. I was about to eat her. Well, the many drinking tales probably in Mondstadt is wolf told a tale of wine wolf to a drunken man of Mondstadt. Legend has it that the first wine of Mondstadt was brewed in the age when the north wind howled, in the age when the kings of ice and frost fought for dominion. Mondstadt's forebears brewed rudimentary wine from wild fruits, even as they shivered in the biting cold. They did so to ease the pain of their frostbitten fingers and to give them the courage to face the harsh and unforgiving ice. For at that time the land of Mondstadt was engulfed by ice and snow, and the dandelions had not yet reared their heads. It is said that the first person in Mondstadt to discover the craft of wine brewing was a grossly negligent guard. In a tribe beset by blizzards on all sides, it was the unenviable job of the hardy hunter-gatherers to stock the storage pits with food, and it was the guard's task to guard against intruders. The sight of a human intruder was a rare one indeed in that harsh environment, but there were other creatures who could better withstand the cold. They could burrow underground to reach the food stocks. The rules of the tribe were that one person should inspect the storage pit at all times, filling in any mouse holes discovered, or better still, catching them red-handed in the act of pilfering, to keep the tribe's food supplies at plentiful levels. At that time, the damp, dark caves needed constant care and attention to prevent the food they held from going bad and rotting. On top of this, the mischievous little creatures that hid away out of sight would sometimes play pranks on the guards. One day, a wily wind spirit noticed that the grossly negligent guard was once again being grossly negligent. So the spirit took the form of a fox and crept into the pile of wild apples. There it caused yeast to grow, ripening the apples and causing them to ferment. The grossly negligent guard was ravenous when he returned, and elected to partake of one of the apples. The mellow taste of fermented fruit delighted both his body and mind. Immediately, he took animal hide and squeezed the juice from the apples, creating wine. The grossly negligent god who first invented brewing in the age of ice and snow also became Mondstadt's first drunkard. It is said that he was the first person ever to fall into a drunken dream. In his first drunken dream, he drunkenly entered the dreams of a lone wolf. Somewhere in the long-lost past, or possibly the far-flung future, he fought fang and claw with rival wolf packs, battled with humans for food in the midst of a raging snowstorm, and met the first Seelie. The tribe-dwelling human and the pack-dwelling wolf could not bear to live in solitude. This newly brewed wine served to bring man and wolf together in their dreams, but their attitudes towards these dreams were poles apart. The human, who knew only the wind and snow, yearned for the wasteland where the lone wolf runs freely, but the lone wolf was fearful of the human's desire. It could not understand why this human was captivated by dangerous illusions and sought hope from within them. What concerned the wolf even more was that when in a drunken human dream, it could no longer distinguish whether it was a wolf or a human with a wolven spirit. So the wolf swore an oath never to touch the human's poison again, to resist the allure of wine. Wolves are not the children of the wind, and the land of wine and song is not their home. So the wolves left the human's domain and settled far off in the wilderness, and deep in the mountain forests, places where the scent of wine could not reach them. What you humans call wine, we wolves call the abyss, the wolf haughtily concluded. But as the wolf turned towards the drunkard to say this line, it discovered that the drunkard was now lying fast asleep on a bed of pine branches. The wolf was most displeased, and violently expelled a puff of air from its nostrils before leaving the still pungent pile of sleeping human to his business, and going on its way. Oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah. So we learned that Seelies the Seelies I don't remember. The Seelies hail from a palace, and they sang songs to human savages. Yes. Well, that's interesting. Yeah. Okay, on my way. Just my throat hurts. Let's see if I can actually. I'll do a hangout. Why not? Should I do a hangout? It's supposed to be Audible. What do I do? Companion gifts? Well, don't mind if I do. It's probably in the house. It's in the house. It's in the house. Upstairs? Saw you, of course. How you like a Sayu?
ここは隠れ家として最適だ。誰にも見つからず、いっぱい眠れる。節はここが気に入った。ありがとう。
Of course you do. I really like this divider. Look, there's lights on it. What a great divider. Yeah, you can sleep on the bed, Sayu. Even though I can't. Don't know how to. You sit on these? No. They're just useless. Sangnamia. Well, I don't have Sangnamia, so let's move on. I could sit in here, read books in here. This is a library. Yeah, there's no room there. Strange. Well, not sure what to do now. I just gotta let my throat rest for a bit, I guess. Who's gonna be my guest? It's kind of cool. Just sitting there waiting for the guest to arrive. Very cool. I like the design. Like Paimon.
オイラの最高の仲間来たんだな。何か興味のある話題はあるか？一緒に話そうぜ。
Ah, yes. About the luck of the draw. What's this? Are there pigeons around?
違うよ。おいらお腹空いたぞ。
Oh, there's a kitchen right there.
今からおいらのために人参とお肉のハニーソテーを作れる幸運な旅人を一人決めるぞ。そんな幸運な旅人は一体誰になるのかな？
I don't even know if Paimon actually eats any of the food. Razor, Xiangling, Xiao. I only have one of these characters, which is... It's not exactly that surprising. Although I would run a Razor. Can I get a Razor, please? A Razor? One Razor, please. Sticky honey roast. Wait, sticky honey roast. Do I even have sticky honey roast? Ah, indeed I do. I only have one. Actually, I don't have any. Ah, no wonder she's asking for it. Nice. It's so worth it, Yunjin. Yeah, you want the sticky honey roast? I made it.
おいらの最高の仲間来たんだな。何か興味のある話題はあるか？一緒に話そうぜ。
Not language. Yeah, sure, why not?
お前、新しいものを覚えるスピードが本当に速いよな。こんな短期間でテイワットの言語を覚えるなんて。
You're a good teacher, Paimon, apparently.
ひひひ。
Who knows, maybe the quality of your nasty nicknames will improve someday. Just a few more minutes. Just a few more minutes. Maybe I'm reading these things in the wrong way. 'Cause, I'm just talking, aren't I? Unless this is not my natural voice. And I'm straining something. That's not good. Don't want to strain nothing. Don't want to strain nothing. Yeah, I wish you could get like a flying paimon. Like, yeah, you have your little if people have the little sealies, they have the, or whatever the fuck it's called, touch, on your thing. Where you at? Shikitaisho and Shikikosho. Yeah, I have Shikikosho.
衣へとことの葉綴る筆先はわらべに帰り思うがままに
Yeah, I'd rather a paimon flying next to me rather than a Shikikosho. But I guess she's a bit bigger than like a little Shikikosho Sealy, so you know. Anyway, I think that should be good enough. This will be the last book anyway, or last volume, set of books. Let's read something shorter. This one? Or should I read this? I'm actually more interested in this. String of Pearls. Act. Alright, Volume 1. Genshin is a poor fisherwoman whose family struggles to make ends meet. One day she is selling fish on the street when she carelessly loses a string of pearls she usually wears. Though what she does not know is that this lost string of pearls will change her fate for good. Alright, I wonder if people actually made this. Because this actual play, I wonder if people actually, acted out. Act 1 of Fish and Water. Male role Fan Jie. Female role Jishin. Comic role Grandma Chang. Comic role. Scene 1. Enter Jishin wearing blue clothes. Aloud. The tide reflects the mountains low. A light breeze nurtures reefs below. Aside. I am a fisherman's daughter. I grew up by the dock. This year I am 16 years old. My parents are old now. What choice do I have but to take up the oar myself? It would seem I am fated for a life on the ocean. Dongtang Lento Inig. What? Lento Inig? Dongtang Lento Inig? What the hell is that? Did they forget to translate something? With sail rope in hand, I cast a net among the free swimming fish. It is with their trade that I shall sustain my family. Zixin casts out the net and brings it back in. Dongtang, appassionato. What the fuck? It is hard every day under the sun, moon and stars. The rich live fitfully whilst the poor must struggle. This is the way of things. I too am envious of the wealthy women's splendor, though I have never pitied myself, even with but a single string of pearls on my wrist. I have nothing to show for myself but bare walls. All I have is what I make with my own hands. Zishin ties her boat to the wharf and jumps to the shore. Dongtang sends Misura. It's time to go on the streets and sell fish. Exit Zishin. Scene 2. Enter Zishin carrying a handbasket. Dongtang Straziante. Fresh fish. Buy it here, buy it now. Enter Grandma Chang carrying a flower basket. Sprecht me. Look at those fish. Fish wag their tails, spraying Grandma Chang with water. So fierce. They will make a tasty soup. All soaked like that from head to hips. Don't I look like a young lady with pink cheeks and vermilion lips? Aside. What do they call you, Granny? You can call me Grandma Chang. I sell flowers on this street. Dearie, such a soft-spoken girl like you won't sell a fish before the sky turns dark. You might be beautiful, but if you're too shy to raise your voice, you won't be able to feel your stomach. Zishin lowers her head. Aside. You're so funny, Granny. Oh no, where? What happened? My string of pearls. I never take it off my wrist, but it's gone. How could that be? Enter Fan Jie, dressed in colorful stage clothing and holding the string of pearls. Dongtang Adante Calmo. Like a golden crow that utters the truth beyond the waves' blue, I went for a stroll and a string of pearls appeared in my view. Aside. My name's Fan Jie. At your service. I make a living doing odd jobs in the docks. My brothers here selected me as their leader. The string of pearls I picked up today must belong to that lady. I intend to return it to its rightful owner, though I don't want to be falsely accused of any indecent act. Perhaps I shall see if there are any marks of wearing the pearls on her wrist. Dongtang 12-bar prelude, Irato. In scorching sun and steaming breeze, does selling fish come with ease? My fish are fresh, that I guarantee. Boil them or fry, the choice belongs to thee. Those fish are as fierce as a tiger. They won't stop moving even for a second. Would you step forward and introduce yourself? Zishin steps forward. It's only fitting that these beautiful pearls belong to a fair lady of equal beauty. Dongtang Appassionato. My heart is telling me that this man might be a Mac, taking pleasure in playing with me, but he won't fool me with this nonsense. I turn around with my apricot eyes wide open and scold him. Such a scoundrel like you must have no dignity. Aside. No need to get so angry, milady. I just wanted to check if there are marks of wearing the pearls on your wrist. It looks like, indeed, you are the rightful owner, milady. Now that that string of pearls is returned to you, you need not worry anymore. My name's Fan Jie pauses, covers his mouth, and turns to leave. Exit Fan Jie. It's time for me to go, ha. Aside. Oh, hero, please wait. Dongtang Lento Inig. Led by my timid heart, I wronged a righteous man. I can't even remember the name of that hero of mine. What should I do to thank him? Aside. How shameful. But my dearie, what is it if not destiny? A fair lady has finally met her noble hero. The young man who had returned Jishin's string of pearls left without revealing his name. Grandma Jane comes up with a plan that will allow Xixin to find him. Volume 2, Act 2, The Search for the Gentleman. Male role Fanjie, female role Xixin, comic role Grandma Zhang, comic roles Zhang San, Lisi Wang Irma. Scene 1. Enter Xixin and Grandma Zhang, aside. I have been depressed of late, and in no wise have I been at peace, for I spoke in error against a hero seeking to do good. He sought to return my string of pearls, and I did him no thanks, nor asked him his name, but instead upbraided him most grievously. Shamed I am, and do wish to find my benefactor, but amidst this vast harbour, how shall I find him? As I see it, dearie, you need not be sorrowful, nor should you be troubled. Oh, Granny, why do you say so? You need only put up a notice, offering Mora up to the one who returns the string of pearls. Will he not then come forth? Dan Ching Adante Calmo. Thus is it said, as wine turns red people's faces, so do riches move many places. Xixin lowers her head and paces. I am of a mind to find him with this device, yet I wonder if he should come forthwith. Aside. Come now, do not hesitate. Let us take action. You shall lose little who rely on me. Exeunt Xixin and Grandma Zhang. Scene 2. Enter Zhang San, Lisi Wang Irma. Sprech mir. I am Zhang Shang. I, Lisi. And Wang Irma I. Hark at the notice. Let me go up and earn the bounty. Shall the officer ask? Think to do good, do you? Ah, a fool is he who would speak true. Aside. Oh, brothers, are you all bound for that last Xixin's place, her reward to claim? Indeed. So it is. Picked up her headdress also, did you? Fucking accents. Zhang Shan. Lisi. Wang Irma. Indeed. So here it is. Picked up her headdress also, did you? No, I'd have sworn that it was her earrings. Falsehood. 'Twas the flower upon her head. Fools, perfume it was. However it may be, sure am I that we all know well the score. Ha ha ha. Ha ha. Zhang Shan, Li Si, and Wang Irma turn to Xixin. Xixin, have you my bounty ready? For I, Zhang San, have found your lost perfume. Stand aside, friend, for I have come to return your headdress. The prize is mine, therefore. No. Wang Irma is who returns your earrings. Mine is the reward. You'll not deceive me, for we have never met, and if I lost my earrings, sense or headwear, would I not know it? Why, you must have forgotten it in your hurry at the fish store. Just give the reward here. Do not worry. No more, then, and be quick about it, or I shall ruin your stall and your good name. How have I attracted the eye of these worthless scoundrels? Granny, see what trouble your plan has wrought. Worry not, lass. I shall devise a way to see them off. Ha! Zhang San, Li Si, Wang Irma fall to the ground. I had this lass put up a false bounty to catch such thieves as you. The items you bring are false. Now hand them over. Or else. Or else what? Then the headdress made of Prior's glaze lilies, the earrings of the Noctilucous jade, and the scents shipped in from a faraway land. You shall have to pay for them all. Now then, where is the Mora? Give it here. Grandma Chang pursues Chang-san, Nisi, Wang Irma, broom in hand. Now, stop hitting us, please. We don't want your Mora anymore. Now to find that fellow who truly picked her things up to come and own up sooner rather than late. That was a mess. Scene 3. Shang-san brings Fan Jie in. Aside. Why, I have it now. You must be the thief who took the lady's things. My brothers and I took a beating on your account. I, Fan Jie, have ever been upright, and such things as stealing are beneath me. Do not think to accuse me falsely. Why, aren't you a stubborn one? Dare you go up with me to meet the owner of the lost goods? I fear you not. Let us go. Indeed, I should like to see who it is who maligns me. Zhang-san and Fan Jie turn to Jixin. Is this the proprietor, not Jixin? I shall see how you get out of this one. Ah, so it is you then. Dongtang Appassionato. This is the lady who was wroth, and no more words came from her mouth? Dongtang Allegro. Cease deceiving the young woman, for I am Fan Jie, a dock worker. I've lived frugally and humbly, whereupon would I steal a lady's makeup? You meet my honesty with accusations, though I return the item swiftly as I could. Aside. Ah, so this hero is named Fan Jie. It is my fault then, that he should have been tangled up in this business. I shall beg his forgiveness shortly, and should he not accept twice or thrice, more shall not be too few. Jixin walks up to apologize to Fan Jie. Oh, hero, indeed we had a misunderstanding before, but... Fan Jie turns. Jixin smiles and steps forward. I did have some other motive in doing this. For you did not leave your name behind when you left, and I wished to repay you but found you not. So I decided on this device. It is my fault and that such trouble came to you. Please allow me to apologize. Oh? Dongtang Lento Inig. Though I was at first resentful to be maligned, when I calmed down to think, I realized it was but a misunderstanding. Calm must rule me, lest I speak in error. Aside, if I may ask you, you said earlier that the business from before was a misunderstanding. You were of a mind to seek the person who returned your string of pearls and put out that notice, which by chance snared me wrongly. Is that true? It is, and again, I apologize. Fan Jie catches Jixin. Hey, you need not be so polite. You do me too much honor. I too acted rashly, and put you upon the spot. I too must apologize. Oh no, please. Fan Jie salutes her. What? What here doing? So is the Mora to be paid or not? Oh, shush you. This is their tale. What business is it of yours? See, all the ladies and gentlemen in the audience are here to see a show by Yunjin, and they have no time for your nonsense. Yunjin? Oh shit. Open your eyes and see, and stand aside there. Excellent, Grandma Zhang dragging Zhang Shan. Jixin. Come to think of it, I sell fish here every day. How is it then that I have never seen you? I pass this way each day to work. Perhaps I was lost amid the throng, but perchance we may meet tomorrow. So it is. May we meet then? Volume 3. Our heroine meets the young man again. They fall in love and are ready to live together happily ever after. But a despot who covets Zishin's beauty and virtue is putting the skids under their plans. Act 3, The Pearls Lost Again. Male role Fangier, female role Zishin, comic role Grandma Zhang, villain Wu Wang. That sounds familiar. Comic roles Wu Yi and Wu Er. What is it, Wu 1 and Wu 2? Scene 1. Enter Zishin and Fangier from either side. Aloud. The dogs do bark excitedly at dawn. The sun shines and the frost on the eaves thin. Aside. Is that Miss Zishin I see? Indeed it is. Is that you, Fangier? Dongtang Senza Misura. I dreamt of you fair last night. I regretted our parting, though we meet again soon. That I can't really do both, but that my heart's desire should come true. My heart's desire should come true. Aside, unison. O hero, O maiden. Aside. The sun speeds westward and high, and work begins at the docks. I must go and begin my day. Miss Zishin, I take my leave. Zishin salutes and watches him depart. Fangier turns back as he grows further away. Zishin lowers and raises her head again as Fangier exits. Zishin wrings her hands. Dongtang Lento Inig. Ah, to have turned cowardly at the last moment. Exit Zishin. What does it mean by salute? I don't know. Maybe something wrong with the translation. Scene 2. Enter the playboy Wu Wang, open-collared and dressed in green, with his companions Wu Yi and Wu Er. Aloud. I am the great Wu Wang, master of these streets. Today I am bored and idle, and thus stroll about looking for sport. Aside. Wu Yi, Wu Er. Same aside. Yes, sir. Aside. I have a mind to eat something new today. Have you any ideas? What about that golden shrimp balls? I tell you, fine meat and fatty fish. Golden shrimp balls seem alright. Where? Go ahead and find a store that sells a serving of those shrimp balls. I will. Right. It must be fried to a pure golden sheen, with not a speck of char black to be found. Without a speck of char black to be found, yes. Hold, and they must be the size of most equal. Not one shall be larger or smaller than the next. And they shall be of the same size, yes. Do you wish to go over the instructions again? No need. You have any other requests, sir? Just say the word. And if the store fails to meet your expectations, then let's do as we always do. What we always do? Not to give them any more, of course. No, come look at the fish store yonder. Now there's a beauty more filling than a fine meal. Dongtang Lento Enig. Let us go up and seek some details as we may. All the better to seize her with. Okay. Wu Wang turns to Zishin, aside. Would you like to buy fish, sir? Why, of course. Which family do you hail from, miss, and where fare your parents? I grew up at the docks. My parents have grown old, and I run the store alone, selling fish to make ends meet. Why do you ask, sir? Turns, Soto voice. Wonderful. Her parents are not at hand. A fine chance to strike indeed. Turns back, facing Zishin. Then, miss, are you yet engaged or pledged to be wedded? I have not, sir, for I busied myself working all this time. Sir, what has the matter of my marriage have to do with your business buying fish? Turns, subtle voice. Better still, excellent. She has plighted no troth. If trouble should come of this, no one would save her. Turns back, facing Zishin. Then, miss, have you one who you are enamored with? Zishin lowers her head and says nothing. Dongtang, Senza, Misura. See how she casts down her eyes without speaking. So then, there is no such person. Evil enters and masters my thoughts. Come, friends, take her hands. Let us not waste precious time or beauty. Excellent. Wu Wang, Wu Yi, and Wer taking Zishin with them. She just let them take her? Scene 3. Enter Grandma Zhang. Aside. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, if you have listened oft to Yunchin's plays and become wise to the ways of theatre, then you have likely guessed what shall come next. Shall we not now accelerate towards a fight most fierce? But afore the hero steps forth, he must by fortune be inspired. When evil beasts run amok, disturbing the lives of the people, or when times and tides are turbulent, that is when heroes arise. If you should pluck up your courage, your deeds shall be remembered, but if you prove craven, who then will remember if you were named Zhang Jie, Wang Jie, or Fan Jie? And what's more, we ordinary folk must show our mettle, and yet leave a tale of rescuing our fair lady. Let us see how Fan Jie shall react, or shall act. Enter Fan Jie, aside. Alas, why have you only arrived now? Miss Zishin was just taken by the notorious hooligan Wu Wang. Dongtang, Allegro. Ah, alas. When I heard her words, I was affright, but I never thought that catastrophic was so near to me. This villain burns, steals, and kills as he wills. If I were to go forth, I shall in all likelihood not return. Grandma Zhang tosses the string of pearls to Fan Jie. Sir, Fan, whatever shall we do? As I see these pearls, my resolve hardens. How could I surrender a maiden to this villain? Pearl string in hand, I draw my sword in fury, to make contrite that Wu Wang and have him sue for mercy. Excellent, Fan Jie and Grandma Zhang. My God! To rescue the one he loves, the young man charges heedlessly into danger, entering the lair of the enemy with his sword drawn, and on the other side his beloved hangs on desperately. Act 4. Trial by Candlelight. Male role, Fan Jie. Female role, Zishin. Comic villain, Wu Wang. Scene 1. Fan Jie with a robe. Stage upper left. Zishin sits alone. Stage upright. Stage right. Dongtang Appassionato. Oh, cursed villain! To steal a maiden in broad daylight, my beloved suffers and I grieve. So forced to my sword to bring judgment on those who so forsake the law. Let us away. Fan Jie spurs his horse and heads for Wu Wang's stronghold. Aside. Swiftly did I ride here, pursuing the sounds of merriment from afar. This, then, must be the wolf's den. If I am to rescue Zishin, I must scout their lair out with care. A good plan we go. Fan Jie leaps over the rear wall. Excellent. Common time. Oh. Within a lone lamp and half-burnt candles, and without the lurk, the wolves and tigers. Who could have expected such disaster? And how shall I flee this hive of villainy? Scene 2. Wu Wang enters right from through a door, drunk. Aloud. I come and go wherever I am pleased. and even gods fall if I am not appeased. Aside. Got one in the day, didn't we? That lovely, lovely lady. And now we have made merry, as is our wont. It is time we meet the fair maiden, Dongtang Adante Calmo. Here that impetuous drunken rascal comes. Still, the weeping candlelight is in my hand. Aside. You shall not have me. Wu Wang chases Zixin. Zixin strikes Wu Wang with the candlestick. He falls down. She slumps in relief. Dongtang Adante Calmo. In the confusion, a stroke of fortune. On shaking feet I flee. Aside. Not a light to be seen outside. How is this so dark? Perhaps I should relight this candle. No. Would I not be imperiled if recaptured? Better than to carry this unlit light and grope our way out through the night. Yes, so shall it be done. The bandit lair in the dead of night is pitch dark. The tyrant, the youth, and the lady grope in the dark in search of one another. There, a perilous misunderstanding is about to play out. Twin Pearls returned. Male role Fanjie, female role Zixin, comic role Wu Wang. Scene 1. Fanjie at stage upper left, Zixin at stage upper right. Wu Wang lies on the ground, his eyes closed. The two people grope in the darkness of Wu Wang's lair. Their hands make contact in the dark, but not knowing who the other is, they draw away in alarm. Wu Wang awakens, aside. Why, that girl is as willful as I. To dare to strike me so? No one is about. Perhaps they have fled further within. The night is come. The gate is closed. Unless they jump the wall, how should that maiden escape? Surely not by the gate. Wu Wang enters the hall, aside. Ah, these louts are drunk out of their gourds. Not one light they lit. Well, let me get myself one and let us begin our search. Wu Wang steps on Fanjie's foot in the dark, and they both draw back. Aha! So there you are! Wu Wang stretches out his arms and lunges at Fanjie, who ducks. They stumble about in the dark as Zixin shrinks into a corner. Wu Wang finally grabs Fanjie. I have you! Aside. Have you grown so wide about the waist since last we met? I put on more clothes, all the better to keep warm with. Indeed, one must wear more in cold weather. Then why have you grown so tall? I have worn high shoes, all the better to put on a show with. Oh, surely that must be difficult. And why have your hands grown so rough? Well, lean closer and I shall tell you. Of course, of course. Fanjie stabs Wu Wang with his sword. To bear a sword, all the better to take your life with. Wu Wang falls. Scene 2. Aside. Fanjie. Oh wait, fuck. Foul villain, but a stroke and you are slain. Are you Fanjie? This voice. You must be Miss Zixin. Fanjie and Zixin reach out and touch each other. Oh yeah. Fanjie. You must have suffered. I have slain that devil. His minions are all that remains. His death shall scatter them like monkeys when their great tree falls. Do not fear. I shall break the gate. Fanjie breaks the gate. Ah, my life would have been forfeit had you not arrived. Dongtang Lento Inig. A heart of pearls in your house shall nest. In the skies with the wind shall we find rest. The white moon shines o'er the Catalpus glade, and with lowered head the promise is made. End. Okay, yeah, that'll have to do it. Oh my god, my throat. Achievements. What I get? Ah yes, defeats Ignora without destroying either her hearts of flame or eyes of frost. Oh, see it? Didn't know that. Consume the food during the food's delivery. Get your own emergency food. Oh yes, yes, yes. I got that. Any more? Oh yes, this one and around beyond. Ah yes, 20,000. 2 realm layouts. Does that really matter? Oh well, whatever. Now I have to do for story time. Oh my god. Oh my god. Let's see how much more we have. Not much more. I kind of read like half of it. Oh, I'm getting there. Catch you guys in the next one. Yes, the next one will definitely be 2.6. Speaking of which, I have to change the fucking title of this stream. Oh. Anyway, Peach.